Hello again and welcome to the commerce class. Friends, in our earlier video, we have already discussed economic activity and non-economic activity in detail. Now, we all know that economic activities are of three types: business, profession and employment. Though they all belong to the same category, but there is some difference between them. But before going there, let's just understand the concept one more time. First of all, business. Business is an economic activity which is concerned with production, processing, sale and distribution of goods and services on a regular basis to earn profit. For example, a factory owner or a shopkeeper. Second is profession. Profession is also an economic activity which is concerned with rendering of some personal services of specialized nature that are gained through professional education, training and experience. For example, services of a lawyer or services of a doctor. Third is employment. Employment is also a kind of economic activity in which a person works under a contract of service and undertakes to perform all such work as may be assigned to him by his employer. For example, an office bearer or a teacher working in a school. Now, to understand the difference properly, let's discuss the points of differentiation one by one. So, the first point of differentiation is mode of establishment. Business can be established merely by an entrepreneur's decision or will to start an enterprise and after completion of certain legal formalities. For example, for starting a factory, the very first requirement is conception of an idea in the mind of a person, and then he takes all the necessary steps to put that idea into action and can simply start his business unit. Whereas, for entering into a profession, membership of a professional body and a certificate of practice is required. For example, for working as a doctor, one has to obtain a professional degree like MBBS or MD, and then registration and then certificate or license to practice as doctor. But in case of employment, just a contract of service and a letter of appointment is sufficient, like in case of office bearers. The second point of differentiation is qualification. In case of business, no formal education or qualification is compulsory to carry on a business. For example, you don't need to have any special qualification to open a shop or a factory. But in case of profession, special education, training and experience is mandatory. For example, for working as a doctor, you do need to have a doctor's degree and a certificate of practice. Whereas in case of employment, the qualifications required depend upon the nature of job. For example, for working in a factory, you don't need to have any special qualification. But for working as a teacher, you do need to have a degree in education. The third point of differentiation is nature of work. Business is concerned with production and distribution of goods and services, whereas profession is concerned with rendering of personal services of some specialized or expert nature. But in case of employment, an employee has to perform all such work as may be assigned to him under the contract of employment. The fourth point of differentiation is basic motive. In case of business, the basic motive is to earn maximum profit. And in case of profession, the basic motive is to render some service to the society, and financial gain is considered subsidiary. Whereas in case of employment, the basic motive is to earn salary and some other benefits. The fifth point of differentiation is capital investment. In case of business, every business requires capital depending upon the nature and scale of operation. Whereas in case of profession, a professional also has to invest some capital to establish an office for rendering professional services. But in case of employment, there is no need for capital investment. The sixth point of differentiation is reward. In case of business, profit is the reward of a businessman, while in case of profession, professional fee is the reward of a professional, but in case of employment, wage and salary are the reward for an employee. The seventh point of differentiation is risk. Risk is an inherent element in case of business and profession, but there is no risk involved in case of employment. There can be losses in business, but returns can never be negative in case of profession and employment. The eighth point of differentiation is transfer of interest. In case of business, ownership can be transferred from one person to another. But in case of profession and employment, transfer of ownership is not possible. In spite of all the differences that we have discussed today, there is some close relationship between business, profession, and employment. In order to run a business enterprise successfully, one needs to acquire the services of some professionals as well as some other people to work as employees in his firm. That's all for today. Keep watching my channel for similar videos and don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Thank you and goodbye for now.